गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुनतीरवनचारि यमुनतीरवनचारि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरुदेव ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी ओम तत्सत् हरे कृष्ण welcome to ISKCON Seshadripuram morning Bhagavatam class. I'll share the screen. Hare Krishna, am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So today's verses, verse number 16, 17, 18, chapter 30, third canto. Vayuna utkramata utara apasamruda nadika asaswasa kratayashaha kante gurayate वायुना उत्क्रमता उतारः अपसमृद्ध नादिका आसास्वास्व कृतायशः अन्ते गुरायते वायुना उत्क्रमता उतारः अपसमृद्ध नादिका Sasa swasa kratayasha kante gura gurayate. We finish 3 slokas, then we will come back to word 2. Sayanaha parisochatbihi parivitaha swabandhubihi Vachyamano apina brute alapasa vasangataha sayanaha parisochatbihi parivitaha swabandhubihi Vachamano apina brute kalapasa vasangataha sayanaha parisochatbihi parivitaha swabandhubihi Vachyamano apina brute kalapasa vasangataha. 18th sloka. Evam kutumba barena vyapratatmajita indriyaha mriyate rudantam swanam uruvedanayat sadhi evam kutumba barena vyapratatmajita indriyaha mriyate rudantam swanam uruvedanayastadihi evam kutumba barena Vyapratatma ajita indriyaha mriyate rudantam swanam Guru vedanayastadihi. Hare Krishna. Word to word translation from 16th sloka. Vayuna by air. Utkramata bulging out. Utaraha is ice. Kapha with mucus. Samruddha congested. Nadikaha is windpipe. Kasa coughing. Swasa breathing. Krita done. Ayasaha difficulty. Kante in the throat. Gura gurayate. He produces a sound like gura gura. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The translation. In that diseased condition, one's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty breathing, and upon exhaling and inhaling, he produces a sound like gura gura, a rattling within the throat. Number 17. Sayanaha, lying down. Parisochat bihi, lamenting. Parivitaha, surrounded. Swabandhubihi, by his relatives and friends. Vachyamanaha, being urged to speak. Api, although, na, not. Brute, he speaks. Kala, of time. Pasa, the nose. Vasam, under the control of. Gataha, gone. Translation. In this way, he comes under the clutches of death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives. And although he wants to speak with them, he no longer can because he is under the control of time. In this way, he comes under the clutches of death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives. And although he wants to speak with them, he no longer can because he is under the control of time. Purport. For formality's sake, when a man is lying on his deathbed, his relatives come to him, and sometimes they cry very loudly, addressing the dying man, "Oh, my father, oh, my friend," or "Oh, my husband." In that pitiable condition, the dying man wants to speak with them and instruct them of his desires, but because he is fully under the control of the time factor, death, he cannot express himself, and that causes him inconceivable pain. He is already in a painful condition because of disease, and his glands and throat are choked up with mucus. He is already in very difficult position, and when he is addressed by his relatives, in that way his grief increases. 18th sloka. Evam, thus, kutumba bharena, in maintaining a family, Vyaprata, engrossed, Atma, his mind, Ajita, uncontrolled, Indriya, his senses, Mriyate, he dies, Rudantam, while crying, Swanan, his relatives, Uru, great, Vedanayaha, with pain, Asta, brevet of Dihi, consciousness. Translation. Thus, the man who engaged with uncontrolled senses in maintaining a family dies in great grief, seeing his relatives crying. He dies most pathetically in great pain and without consciousness. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that at the time of death, one will be absorbed in the thoughts which he cultivated during his lifetime. A person who had no other idea than to properly maintain his family members must have family affairs in his last thoughts. That is the natural sequence for a common man. The common man does not know the destiny of his life. He is simply busy in his flash of life, maintaining his family at the last stage. No one is satisfied with how he has improved the family economic condition. Everyone thinks that he could not provide sufficiently. Because of his deep family affection, he forgets his main duty of controlling the senses and improving his spiritual consciousness. Sometimes a dying man entrust the family affairs to either his son or some relative, saying, "I am going. Please look after the family." He does not know where he is going, but even at the time of death, he is anxious about how his family will be maintained. Sometimes it is seen that dying man requests the physician to increase his life at least for a few years so that the family maintenance plan which he has begun can be completed. Thus are the material diseases of the conditioned soul. He completely forgets his real engagement to become Krishna consciousness and is always serious about planning to maintain his family, although he changes families one after another. So here the purport. Here the purport ends. So here the purport ends. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Ananyana Shalakaya Yashpuram Militam Yena Tashmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sarana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamcha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, devotees. Welcome to ISKCON Seshadripuram daily Bhagavatam session. So today's canto is Canto 3, Status Quo. Say it is the status quo means already primary and secondary creation and annihilation had happened. And about that, it's like how to understand this. Government is passing some amendments, and whether those amendments are in place or not, they are verifying like that. So this chapter could be understood like that. This chapter could be divided into 4 divisions. The 4th division right now we are in appearance and teachings of Lord Kapila. So here the appearance and teachings of Lord Kapila continues from chapter 21 to 33. And here the 25th to 33 teachings of Lord Kapila to Devahuti. After Kardama left, Kapila stayed with mother. She inquired from him. So this is a conversation between mother and a son. And son is a none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, and mother is a elevated devotee, pure devotee. And the previous chapter called Explanation of Devotional Service by Lord Kapila, that was over. And the next chapter is Lord Kapila's instruction on the movements of the living entities. So these all are out of our scope. And today's verse connect with one of the questions which is raised in the 29th chapter, second sloka. What is that question is, Mother Devahuti has, please describe samsara of jivas, right? So we all know samsara means generally we think, grahasthas. So that is the meaning actually. But proper understanding, as mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the samsara means this continual change of bodies in birth and death is called samsara. Repeating, this continual change of bodies in birth and death is called samsara. But obviously, it is also representing a grasthashram and related or associated things. And here is mentioned, this chapter is description by Lord Kapila of advanced fruitive activities. And how to understand this chapter is the first 18 slokas, that means up to today's slokas, life and death of a person who acts in ignorance, right? Samsara sagara. Ignorance means the one who thinks I am the body, I am not the spirit soul. Such a people we are in Shastra. It is mentioned that uh, they are in ignorance. And this chapter flows like this. Uh, uh, the miseries of an attached householder. So I am a householder. What are the miseries like that? So I make so much of property. I make so much of name and fame, all the opulence to my family, and I will not realize about the characteristics of the time. Once the time comes, say even when I am in youthhood, right? When I am youth, I was so powerful and I am so potent in doing things. When I'm becoming, old, I'm not realizing that this time takes away this youth, right? If I remember that, then I will not fall into this miseries of attached householder life. Then Maya bewilders him so much that he doesn't want to give up even a hellish body. So not only the way of leading life, and also his body also, is so attached with this body. He don't want to leave this body also, and other miseries. Why he doesn't want to give up? In the presence of his family members and wealth, he feels fully successful. He is having very opulent life and successful in making wealth, successful in making all other material things in that mood, right? Nothing wrong in making wealth, but in what conscious that person is leading his household activities or life. For that so-called happiness, he tries to maintain his family by committing a lot of violence to bring up my family to well off, to make my wealth, to increase my pleasure. I'm getting into so much of violence like that in all the aspect, not only that, mentally, physically torturing oneself. Prabhupada says, Ugra karma, like, right? Hard work is should be understood properly. See this, all these Grahastha Ashrama points, we all are well aware of it, but we fail to follow it. That is a hidden truth here. If he at least successful in maintaining them, is he? Prabhupada raises a question. Is he at least successful in maintaining them? The answer is no. Reason of family members, because he is not able to maintain them. In the old age, people will think about that family, the family or any elderly person to maintain them. Family members stop showing any respect to him, treat him like a dog. He eats whatever is disrespectfully given to him. Right? There is no proper treatment for elderly people in, Kali Yuga. They think that, oh, until you make some contribution to the family, oh, they all will appreciate. Wow, father, oh my husband, oh my uncle, oh my this so and so, so and so, so and so. So the even employer also, until we are contributing to the organization, everybody will appreciate and they will glorify your contribution. Once that property has come down, when we have come to the stage of retirement or physically ill or something, the treatment will be totally different. So many are experienced and many are going to experience in future. And his physical state, he has become old and diseased, right? So bedridden. I have seen one debate show. There, one of the debate show person is telling, the participant is telling, sir, my father and mother become aged. So me and my wife going to job, and they have become so burdened to us. And what is the use of this, old people maintaining them? It is better for them, to die. Right? Who is he to declare that, being though he or she may be a son or a daughter, this is the way we pursue our grahastha. See the son or daughter mindset. When the parents become old, they are treating them in such a way that they are waste. They don't have any contribution to this family. We don't want them like that. Is it a real perception? Is it a real perseverance towards the grahastha? It is a big question mark. We will discuss further more about that. His digestive fire is not working. He has lost appetite. So whatever the food consuming, the digestive system will not support, etc., etc. It become a big challenge for day-to-day activities to do their daily routine. That is a point here. Uh, 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 Prabhupada mentions, or in Srimad Bhagavatam, mentioned from sloka number 1 to 18, miseries of an attached householder. And in continuation to that, these three verses, what we have discussed, that is also deals with the same. In short, in three slokas, what we are going to discuss, let me briefly tell about that. So in the 16th sloka, his people's uh, bulge out, throat has blocked, coughs and breathes with difficulty, and throat begins to rattle. So the position of old age, here it is being narrated. We are so sick like that. And does he change because of this materialistic thought process, whether we are coming out of that? No. In spite of this treatment and health, he doesn't become detached. Even though person will not uh, realize to leave this body also. That is a still they want to maintain this body, still they want to use it for material gains. That is the point here. One should understand the 17th sloka. And in the 18th sloka, his last stage, he is lying down, surrounded by the relatives. Though he wants to speak, he cannot. All the relatives surrounded by that person artificially. So Prabhupada mentioned that, or artificially. He faces great pain due to the lamenting relatives and finally dies. And also he wants to speak something to that the one who is really, there are some people who so uh, elevated or something. At least that person could not answer to such a people also. That is a situation of in this Kali Yuga. So from this, let us be optimistic and let us discuss few things from our acharyas and few examples. It is like the great warrior, the King Alexander, we know, right? Alexander the Great. So why this caption given to warrior? Conquered almost more than 70% this world. And, uh, he was suffering with illness and at the age of 34 or 30 plus, I think. And then he had come to the realization, he called his uh, Mukhyamantri, his minister, I will order, three conditions to you, saying like this. The first condition he said, Minister, you uh, uh, allow the most intelligent doctors of this world, four most intelligent doctors of this world should carry my body, my dead body. First condition. And second condition he had put all my, diamond, gold, all costly, you know, uh, items into the ground samadhi. And the third condition he had put my right hand, right? I don't want the hand after my death. Let my right hand be outside my burial ground or the samadhi. And in that context, that minister started asking, my dear king, my dear lord, please tell me why you are putting these three conditions to me. What message you are trying to convey to this world, like that. Then Alexander the Great replies, yes, I want to give three messages to this world, saying that number one, the greatest doctor should carry my body. I want to tell this world that though the greatest doctors in this planet could not save the person's death, I want to give this message. And number two, putting all my wealth into the that samadhi or in the burial ground, all this diamond, jewels, and everything. He is asking, for what? His minister is asking. Then the king replies, I want to tell this through this, the entire wealth, whatever you made, it is of no use when the body or when you dies. You cannot make use of that. This message I want to give. Though I may be a conquered or most successful person in this planet, one who the percentage land area. And then third condition is put my right hand out. What for this condition? Minister is asking. Then the king replies, after our death, I mean, when we are born, we are born with empty hand. When we die, we go with the empty hand. This is the message I want. These three messages, I want to give this to the common people like that. This such a great warrior told, and then he left the body. So this is the realization which is connected. Maybe it is a material example, but let us take, optimistically, what is the take-home message from that is, so this, whatever, whomever you may be, one day we have to die. Prabhupada says, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam. Yeah. Generally, in India, whenever we meet any sadhu or any saffron devotees, common people will have a tendency that, oh, maybe that person is so good at astrology. let me ask my bhavshya. Let me learn something about my future, or how my life going to be. Curious, out of curiosity. I mean, lack of confidence with surrender to the Lord. Some people ask like that. Somebody asked Prabhupada also. Prabhupada, thoda palm history, हाथ देखना चाहिए, like that, they requested. Prabhupada said, oh, okay, I can, tell your bhavshya. Then he had shown his palm. By seeing that palm, Prabhupada said, तुम मरने वाले. Right? That person was laughing. Prabhupada, what is this? He got telling, I'm going to die, like that. Yes, again you will take birth. Right? So the samsara means, from this, what Prabhupada trying to tell him, see, the death is certain, birth, death, old age, and disease is certain. Like from Alexander the Great, this is a message we have learned from this. And Prabhupada also emphasized through this, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. So that means, the one who was born, he will definitely die. The one who has died, again, he will take a birth based on his karmic activities. So in that connection, further in this, sufferings. So this 18 slokas deals with miseries of an attached householder. So these all are the miseries one will not understand. And let us take message from Kulasekara Alvar from Mukunta Mala Stotra. Mukunta we know, Mala means garland. Stotram, that means so many verses which glorifies the Lord. See the realization of our Acharya. Kulasekara Alvar. He said, Krishna prana prayana varodana. Oh Lord Krishna, who at this moment of my mind enter the tangled stems of the lotus of your feet. At the time of death, when my throat will be choked up with mucus, bile, and air, how will it be possible for me to remember you? So here, the take-home message for this verse, Mukunda Mala verse 33, quoted here times this verse. And here, see the realization of this devotee. Or now, in that time of it's but air. So you have to translate that up he waited. That's the resolution. Oh my Lord, my my throat totally and mucus and 16 discuss this when we are in the transformation, a rattling with regulation. There is a disconnection. For it.
Still voice is breaking, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Say now, I don't get it. My wife. What about now? Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, am I audible now?
Now it is clear, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience. Maybe Hare Krishna. So we have been discussing about the one of Sri Sampradaya Acharya's mood is when I become appodeke ipode solli vaithen. That means when I am in the old age, so whatever I speak or whatever I could communicate, whether it is possible for you to listen, oh my dear Lord, I will chant now only, please hear from me. Otherwise, in the old age, these are the difficulties. Like is that what is this gura gura rattling within the throat, etc., like that. Then in the 17th verse, for formality sakes, when a man is lying on his deathbed, his relatives come to him and sometimes they cry very loudly at in that pitiable condition. The dying man wants to speak with them and instruct them of these desires. So, like this, doing that, then he could not speak to them. Then his grief also increases. So he could not communicate to them. And if somebody is lamenting, somebody is crying, and he wants to talk to them, but he is not in a position to speak with them. So that is a problem with old age. These are the difficulties. And then from 18th verse, cultivated during his lifetime. So that means whatever we have been practicing from childhood or what we have been aspiring to become. So that will only come to us. So for example, what we should cultivate. So for example, we have to regularly chant every day, and then every day we have to do book reading, and every day we have to get into a devotional service, seva, and festivals, devotee association. So if grahastha started cultivating all these kind of activities, there is no more samsara. That means there is no more birth and death for such a people. And another point, it is mentioned that the grahasthas forgetting this particular kala time, simply busy in his flash of life. They think that this flash of life only the permanent, like that. There is one example one could understand better. There is a dog's work. Dog's work means no time to stand and no work to do, on running, running from one street to another street, running from one street to another street, busy with running business. And we also simply making wealth, running behind material. but it should be understood in a right perception as a every grastas. So that is a point here the discussion is. And because of his deep family, why it is happening? Because of his deep family affection, he forgets his main duty of controlling the senses. So one should control the senses. How to control the senses? Nobody knows. There is no proper guidance in Kali Yuga. There is misguidance. Proper guidance is secondary, and people is being misguided. Right? When Prabhupada went to US, he felt so sorry for all the conditioned souls in US. If we go to America, if we go to very opulent countries, we feel so happy. Wow, what is this? This night also looks like a day. What is a material comfort? Wow, this comfort, that comfort, this comfort. Nothing wrong in that comfort. But are we doubting that comfort in devotional service? Right. So that is a big, $1 million questions for especially. And so comfortable with Maya. And why? What is the reflection from this? What is the take home from this condition lifestyle? Is we are so comfortable with Maya. Oh Maya, please take me away. Whatever the deeper you want to take me, you take me. Prabhupada quotes like this. See, grahastha means people thinks that having illicit relationships and having affection with so many children for making this wealth and establishing, all this kind of materialistic mentality. So begging to the doctor, give me for another 2 or 3 months, I can make 4 or 5 crores like that. Prabhupada was laughing and me. This old man, soon he is going to die. All his wealth going to be like Alexander the Great example, what we have discussed. So such a condition we are in life, but this tire company owner is begging and falling into the feet of the doctor. Oh doctor, please save me for another 2 or 3 months. Let me make some 2 or 3 crores for my family, that, this and that. So making wealth is not condemned. In what mood you are going to get into, that is a big challenge. We'll discuss some of the points, from His Holiness. Uh, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and dedication to Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. In one of his book, he mentioned this book deals about purpose of Grahastha Ashrama and all other detail. It's a manual actually, right? This is a Grahastha manual or something we can understood. So in his this one, it is mentioned that Vedic culture and Grahastha and then the goal of the Grahastha and other ashramas. So the goal of the Grahastha, one should understand, God-centered life is the objective of the Grahastha or other ashramas. But what we are keeping center, we are keeping our opulent lifestyle as a center. It is my bungalow, it is my house, it is my wealth, it is my this like that. We have been identified like that. And then further it is mentioned that importance of grahastha. So here it is mentioned the importance of grahastha is the one who protects all other ashramas. So that important this grahastha is. And then duties and responsibilities in general in grahastha. So we all know grahastha, we should have a God-centered life. We should make money. In what mood we should make money? In what mood we should spend money? We should be mindful. Grahastha is an ashrama of sacrifice. In every ashrama, we should sacrifice. So sacrifice in the sense we should not have one stinge of materialistic, comfort in the mind. We should have spiritual comfort in the mind. Works for benefit of everyone facing all sort of circumstances. Not to be a selfishness, but are we doing that? It's a big, question mark. Grahastha's main duty is to constantly chant the holy names of the Lord. Let us not be pessimistic by reading, these three verses 16, 17, and 18. Oh, old age is very difficult, very artificially. We should not renounce God never told, Krishna never told Arjuna to renounce the work. Krishna told, Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha, think of me and do your duty. Are we doing that? Definitely no. And once we opt for this Grahastha we bound to some of the debts. We have to clear those, debts also. So I don't want to go so detailed into that. Otherwise, I should not get into some people. So the point here is good serving wife, and I want artificially, and I want to leave the Vaishnava family. I want to leave my children. Right? One should adopt only this ashrama or that ashrama. No, Lord created this varnashrama system. Right? All four. If you dovetail to the God-centric, Krishna-centric life, then all the ashrama is as great as each and every one. But obviously, there is a you know differences in each and every ashrama, and there is a hierarchy of ashrama, no doubt about it. But in every ashrama, one could dovetail to the God-centered life. Otherwise, no question of claiming that whichever the ashrama, whichever the varna I am in. And way of living in Grahastha life, important do's. So these are the do's, right? Chanting and prescribed number of rounds attentively and with devotion. So this is recommended for a do's in the Grahastha life, and worshipping Tulsi Devi and reading daily from scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, like that. That is what we are doing. And then, in essence, Grahastha should not do anything that is not related to Lord Krishna, and he should not unnecessarily mingle with materialistic people. These are the examples, do's. And he should be excessively attached to homely comforts in the company of, he should not be wife, children, relatives like that. Oh, it is my family. Oh, it is my, yes. It's important that, the close associated devotees, in that perception, it is recommended, not with the mood of, my family, my children, like Ajamila's mood, right? We all know what is Ajamila's past time, right? When Yamadutas comes, he was so attached to his, last son, his youngest son. When 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 the materialistic way, if such a fallen people also getting mercy of the Lord by chanting the glories of this Mahamantra. So let us not you know take it just like that. Let us chant every day, more attentively. That is most important factor here. Chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So that is the point here. One should not, think that all other things other than keeping Krishna as a center. Otherwise, what will happen? Prabhupada says, this Maya is so strong. Maya will, in one sweep, whatever the elevation one come in Krishna consciousness, and only in Krishna consciousness, whatever the progress we do, and we can start from that same level to the next life also. Unfortunately, if we get into the other cycle of, another cycle of birth and death, only in uh, we have a benefit that one could start from where he stopped in the next birth. You know the story of Jadabhara, right? Your austerities, you have not followed you have taken a birth as a deer. Because at the time of renouncing his life, the order of Grahastha Ashrama, he came to the uh, ashrama, and then he saw the deer, right? And he got so attached with the deer, and then he was started serving in the more materialistic way to that deer, rather serving the Lord. So Lord sanctioned whatever the mood when you want to, at the time of your dying, I will sanction that without doubt, undoubtedly. So in that context, we should be very careful. We have to, get ready for our Grahasthasrama life with God-centered life. One person came, I want to share this also. One person came to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I have been told uh, to me when I was young, serve Krishna, to serve devotees like now I am ready to serve. Prabhupada said, now you are not ready to serve to you. So when you are so active, when all your senses are active, that time you are used for all your sense gratification. In old age, we don't want all your service like that. You are welcome to ISKCON, for taking prasadam, taking association, but don't come with any hidden agenda. I have become old. Let me take shelter from ISKCON devotees, especially brahmacharis. Let me die very comfortably with that selfish motive. That is not the mood for any of the asrama. Don't go with any selfish interest. With unconditionally, let us surrender to Krishna. Unconditionally, let us get into the devotional service and serving the senior Vaishnavas and serving our acharyas and following their footsteps. Right, one should align with the, what to say, whichever the ashrama one, whichever the varna one should get into this mood. Otherwise, simply licking honey from outside the bottle. So there is no stinge of surrender. There is no understanding about this grast asrama. My throat, your throat will be choked, and there will be a sound, gura gura sound, at the time of death. Even you want to communicate something, we cannot communicate anything at that point of time. And this is the position. So he's always serious about planning to maintain his family. That I gave, Prabhupada gives a that the one who is going to die in that situation also, I am associated with this family. In another janma, I don't know whether I am going to associate, whether I am going to get human form or not, whether I am going to take another family or not. Definitely, if take this 84 lakh species, what to say, uh, birth in that four form. So, what to speak about? Leading a materialistic life, such a horrible condition it is. So in this life only, let us try to take the you know uh, scriptures and let us follow our acharyas and our founder acharya Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, right? With proper perception, and also not necessarily to be so pessimistic. Oh, I'm going to one day die. Oh, I'm going to one day die. Let me renounce everything. No, not necessarily. Being a grahastha, try to follow God-centered life and bring up children, with God-centered lifestyle, and have a proper and genuine loving exchange between, grahastha and grahamatis, right? Appreciate, grahamatis for even a little service rendered by them. As a grahastha, let me also express my proper, what to say, uh, credits, and also let me be an example for at least children, right? Achar prashan. We can theoretically understand so many things. If not following, suppose I'm telling my son, my dear son, don't smoke. If I am not following that, then he will I will not have any value from that statement or my preaching. So why Prabhupada is special is achar prachar. He does not have any hidden agenda when he goes to Western countries, when he goes to place. He will not have any hidden agenda. So he comes, he exhibits, his total surrender to Krishna. Then that mood made this entire revolution of this Hare Krishna movement or our ISKCON movement. So we will also take part in the ISKCON movement and activities, and whichever the ashrama one For everybody, Prabhupada built a big house. We are all under a single umbrella. So let us take, quickly the take home message is, does he change because of this? Are we realizing it? Definitely no. So the final take home message is, the final take home message is like this. Like Kulasekara Alvar, as he mentioned that appodeki ippode sonnen. That means, let me chant your name, oh my dear Lord, now only. Please don't forget me at the time of leaving the body. So that is a wonderful mood, and each and every grahastha could take this message, and with the guidance of our acharyas and scriptures, let us follow our day-to-day activities accordingly. Otherwise, we may end up with the, what I can say, frustration. We may end up with, the tragedy, etc., like that. So let us not get into that mood, and let us have, proper mood to follow this life. Only grahastha ashrama for life, God-centered life is the take say. With this few, whatever I could, repeat from Srimad Bhagavatam and from our which I have conveyed. If there are errings, or if there is any clarity is missing, let us go for another 1 or 2 minutes. Otherwise, we can end the session. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So if there are no questions, we can stop here. Hare Krishna. So we'll end the session now. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shruti Mataji, you are the host. Could you end the session?
Okay, Prabhuji. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can end the session. Thanks.
Okay.
Because I got disconnected in the middle, so
Okay.
transfer to you. Hare Krishna.
Okay.